Yes, ladies and gentlemen, episode 109 of the Journey's anime titled Versus Raihan. A fight for the Masters 8 just dropped, and this is a battle-focused episode between Ash and Raihan to see who will be part of the Masters 8. This is a pretty straightforward episode, so let's get into it. A few things happen in this battle that are pretty interesting in my opinion, so I want to talk about them. First of all, I didn't realize how broken Sandstorm was. I know it's annoying in the game, but here, Ash is getting pummeled with Flygon inside the Sandstorm. In fact, and this is one of the major things that happen here, Dragonite takes its first ever loss. Now, I understand why they didn't want to make it a big deal. Eventually, it was gonna have to lose, they weren't gonna make it undefeated the entire series, and they probably didn't want to try to make a massive story out of it even if they had a plan at one point to do it because they don't have much time before the next series is here. That makes sense to me. It's just shocking to see Dragonite get knocked out by a single Pokemon after it's shown time and time again to be able to tank ridiculous amounts of damage. It ate a crazy amount of damage from Iris's Haxorus, it ate a crazy amount of damage from Korrina's Mega Lucario, so I'm honestly shocked that Flygon, of all Pokemon, was able to take it out. The Draco Meteor sequence, Ash's Dragonite is in the storm, it needs to attack, so it uses Draco Meteor to get a hit off. Now, before he did that, he started off with a Dragon Dance, so it's not just a regular Draco Meteor, it's a boosted Draco Meteor, and then afterwards he manages to hit Flygon with a Dragon Claw. But that doesn't take Flygon down. That is unreal. People complain about Ash's Dragonite being tanky, but Raihan's Flygon is just as ridiculous, if not more. It takes a boosted Draco Meteor, one of the strongest Dragon type moves, and even with that, it requires a Fairy move to take it down. Unreal. After Dragonite goes down, we get to see Gengar come out, and it also struggles in the Sandstorm. And what I thought was really clever here was everything leading up to this episode made you believe that Ash was going to use his Mega Stone here. The posters from the magazines in Japan made allusions to this. It used a Mega Evolution last episode to learn a new move, so you thought they were going to do it. I even complained last episode about that. I said one of the bad things about training is that it gives away half of the game. However, in this case, Ash's Gengar is struggling a lot. And Ash is not able to get any damage in at that point, so he opts to completely switch strategy and instead of using a Mega Stone, uses his G-Max Band. That was fantastic in my opinion. It's bringing the unexpected here, and it really did change the dynamics of the battle. And because we don't get to see Gengar battle that often, I forgot that it knows Dazzling Gleam, so when Max Starfall comes out of nowhere, that was supremely exciting. That knocks down Flygon, and then Raihan brings in his Goodra and switches up the weather strategy again, this time using Rain Dance. And here I had to look up if Goodra learned Swift Swim or something. The amount of attacks that Goodra is able to do consecutively without Gengar retaliating is kinda crazy. It gets 3 hits in, almost 4, before G-Max Gengar is able to fire off a Max Starfall before getting hit again. Isn't Gengar one of like the fastest Pokemon ever? How is it struggling here? Either way, it doesn't matter, as once the Max Starfall hits, Goodra's KO'd, but Gengar also got hit by a bunch of attacks, including the final Hydro Pump, causing it to get knocked out. Finally, the best part of the episode, the final battle. It's a one-on-one with Raihan's Duraludon and Ash's Lucario. Ash no longer has access to his Mega Ring, and Raihan immediately G-Maxes his Duraludon. It's a short battle, and I saw a lot of people have an issue with that, and while I do understand why, I think the small story here really does make up for the smaller battle. First of all, Raihan's dumb because he uses a Steel-type Dynamax move on a Steel-type Pokemon. Good job there, genius. But even besides that, seeing Ash and Lucario's aura sync up to complete a training that we saw last episode made the last episode have even more meaning. Also, another cameo from Greninja here, and he's able to break through Max Rockfall and KO G-Max Duraludon with his Super Aura Sphere, ending the battle and officially making Ash part of the Masters 8. Then, we learn about the competitors in the Masters 8 after Ash and Raihan have a bit of a talk. I'm gonna make an entirely separate video on this, so watch out for that, so I'm not gonna go into too much detail here, but I'll just say I love seeing Iris back. And I'm actually going to defend the return of Iris here because I've seen a lot of people say that they wanted Paul to return, not Iris. However, to me, the Masters 8 has shown to be the greatest collection of trainers, and if we're going by that logic, Paul doesn't even get close in this case. Sure, Cynthia said in Diamond and Pearl that one day Paul and Ash were going to meet in the Champion Cup. However, even in Diamond and Pearl, Paul never made it past the top 8. He got completely annihilated by Brandon. All of the people here in the Masters 8 are champions. That includes Ash, that includes Iris. so I have zero issues with Paul not being part of the Masters 8. And I really think Iris deserves a shot here because she's the newest champion here. She needs to be able to show off more of her Pokemon, show off how strong she is. We got to see one episode of that, but even then we didn't get to see half her roster, so I'm really excited to see how this goes. Other than that though, this episode ends with Ash seeing all of the Masters 8 competitor lined up, and that's it. I really enjoyed this episode. It might have also been because I was watching it in a group of people. We had some people who watch the anime, some people who don't, and it made for really fun conversation while watching the episode. That's always fun, and that always makes the enjoyment of an episode much more greater. However, to me, this was just a solid episode. I really enjoyed the battle in this episode despite it being short, and while the Dragonite bit was a bit strange, I have no issues with anything else in the battle that happened because the Super Aura Sphere was a really cool moment, and that was fun to relive in a group. This isn't like the Drosna battle where I felt like something was completely shortchanged. Here, we got to see Raihan employ his strategy and Ash break through with his new training. Zero issues. Overall, I give this episode a high Great Ball, even an Ultra Ball. Go ahead and check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. The next episode is a Project Mew episode. Now that the series is coming to a conclusion soon, we're probably going to see nothing but episodes regarding our characters, and I'm excited about that. Here, Go has to face off against a bunch of trainers, including Horus, to try to get a spot at Project Mew. It'll be interesting to see how they go about this. I can't wait. But anyways, that is it from our review of episode 109 of the Journeys anime. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, like it and share it. In the comments, let me know your thoughts on this battle and the Masters 8. Subscribe for that video about the Masters 8 here, that'll be coming soon. And you can follow me on Twitter at TheRealPDGaming. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.